On a cold night in 1941, far from the front lines, a young mathematician stared at a stream of nonsense letters. QXJZ, JIDL, PMLF. To most people, it was meaningless. To her, it was a life or death puzzle. If she could crack this message, Allied ships might survive. If she failed, men in the Atlantic would vanish without a trace. What she didn't know was that the ideas born in that secret room would one day protect your bank account, your password, and your private messages. This is the story of the secret World War II code that quietly became modern cybersecurity.
Her name in our story is Eleanor Gray. She is a fictional blend of many real codebreakers who worked in places like Bletchley Park. Eleanor doesn't carry a rifle. She carries a pencil, a notebook, and a tired mind. Every morning she walks through iron gates, past signs that say, "Secret, do not talk," into a mansion turned into a maze of small rooms. Inside, she joins dozens of other young people bent over papers, tables, and strange machines with rotors and lights. They are fighting a war of numbers. The enemy uses advanced cipher machines to scramble messages. German submarines send coordinates. Commanders send orders. All of it is locked behind shifting alphabets and electrical circuits. The job of Eleanor's team is simple to describe and brutal to do. Turn chaos back into meaning before it is too late.
At first, the work is all about breaking the enemy's codes. They try patterns. They try guesses. They build machines to test thousands of settings in a single night. Sometimes they succeed. A message breaks open. A convoy is saved. Men who would have died in cold water live to see another day. But as months pass, Eleanor notices something else. The enemy is learning too. Each time the Allies break a system, the enemy upgrades it. New rotors, new rules, new daily keys. It feels like chasing a shadow, always one step behind. One evening, after a long shift, Eleanor sits with an older cryptanalyst named Dr. Howard. He says quietly, "We can't just be good at breaking codes. We need to understand what makes a code unbreakable." That thought changes everything. Instead of only attacking enemy ciphers, some of the brightest minds begin studying how to build codes so strong that even they cannot crack them without the secret key. They are still at war, but in the background, the first ideas of modern encryption theory are being born.
Eleanor and her colleagues begin to see patterns. A good code, they realize, has a few key traits. First, it uses math, not just clever word tricks. Shift the letters randomly. Mix them through rotors and electric paths. Make the patterns so complex that guessing is impossible in any reasonable time. Second, it uses a key. The same machine, the same math, can produce millions of different secret languages, depending on one small piece of information, the key setting. If the enemy does not know the key, the message looks like pure noise. Third, the code must assume the enemy is clever. Assume the machine itself might be captured. Assume the method might be studied. Only the key should be secret. This simple idea, public method, secret key, is the seed of how modern cybersecurity works today. At the time, they don't call it that. To them, it is just good cipher design. But as the war moves on, This thinking guides new systems, new machines, and new ways to protect messages even between the allies themselves.
In 1945, the guns finally fall silent. Soldiers go home. Cities begin to rebuild. Uniforms are folded and stored away. But not everything returns to normal. Many of the codebreakers' notebooks do not go into the fireplace. They go into vaults. Governments around the world realize something. In the age of radio, telephones, and soon computers, secret communication is not a wartime luxury. It is a permanent need. The same math that protected troop movements can protect diplomats, spies, and later, satellites. Eleanor's war is over, but the ideas she worked on are passed quietly to new departments, new labs, new generations of mathematicians. As computers arrive, those ideas grow into something bigger. Algorithms that once scrambled a few lines of text are now ready to lock entire streams of digital data. The secret WWII code mindset is about to step into the electronic age.
Today, when you open a banking app or send a private message, you don't see any of this. You just see a small padlock icon next to a web address. Behind that tiny symbol is the grown-up version of the ideas born in Eleanor's bunker. Your device takes your password, your card number, your message. It runs them through complex encryption algorithms, mathematical recipes built on decades of research. Just like in World War II, the real strength is in the key. Without the correct key, the data looks like random noise, even to someone who steals a copy of it. Hackers can capture traffic. They can see the encrypted stream. But unless they know the key, breaking it would take them longer than the lifetime of the universe. Of course, no system is perfect. Mistakes happen. Old algorithms become weak. New attacks are invented. But the basic concept, turning information into unreadable code and unlocking it only with a key, is a direct descendant of the secret wartime work done by people like Eleanor. The battlefield is no longer the North Atlantic or the deserts of North Africa. It's your Wi-Fi network, your email, the servers humming quietly in distant data centers.
So the next time you type a password or see that little lock in your browser, remember this. You are using the grandchildren of codes once written to stop torpedoes, to hide invasion plans, and to protect lives during the largest war in history. The world of cybersecurity can feel cold, technical, and distant, but at its heart, it is a very human story. It's the story of young people in cramped rooms, fighting tired eyes and ticking clocks, trying to outthink an enemy they would never meet. It's the story of turning fear into logic, panic into math, and chaos into hidden order. Eleanor Gray may never have seen a smartphone. She never logged into online banking. She never worried about Wi-Fi. But the principles she helped uncover, that math can protect secrets, that keys can guard information, and that strong codes can save lives, live quietly inside almost every secure connection today. In a way, every time your data is safely encrypted, a small part of that World War II code room comes back to life. The uniforms are gone. The walls are no longer lined with maps. The machines are silent. But the code is still working. It has simply changed battlefields, from radio waves over the Atlantic to invisible streams of data flowing around the planet. And as long as there are secrets to keep and attacks to stop, the secret World War II code that became modern cybersecurity will continue its silent, endless war in the background of our digital lives.